My name is Eli Guzman. I've lived in Las Cruces all my life. I grew up in mainly the District 1 in the Mesquite area, which would be Court Street and Martinez Street. So we grew up in that area, and the majority of my time I did grow up on Court Street. So, and growing up in that was, it was a lot of fun times. We didn't have a lot of money, but my parents, they made the best of what we had. When I was young, my father had a book, and in this book, it was a karate book. And I was very intrigued and very drawn to the book. My dad was just a big influence. He was an amateur boxer, and he actually built me a gym outside, and we used to practice all the time and, work on our boxing skills and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun. That was my first passion, first love was boxing. And basically, I've never met my biological father. My mom got pregnant at 16 years old, and he wanted my mother to have an abortion. And basically, she decided not to have an abortion and give me life. Three months later after I was born, I guess my mother met my father, which was Mr. Guzman, and that's history, So I'm very grateful for him taking me on and raising me to be the person that I am today. And in respect for that, I named my business after him, and I just want to make him proud of what he did, and the choices he made for me and raising me to be who I am today. I had a lot of criticism opening my own first dojo. It was hard because I come from another martial arts background, which instructors or you kind of pass that on, and the instructors that I had, they weren't happy that I wanted to go on and venture off and do my own thing, and that was my passion. That's what I wanted to do, and so my choice to open my own school was a hard one. How do I start my own school and open it up to where I can actually have students and pay the bills, all the overhead? And so basically I put a little plan together. As I was looking for places, there was a place on Mesquite that I saw, and it used to be an old store. It was different things in prior years. I had the other option of opening it up on Solano, but something told me in my heart to go back to my old neighborhood and make a difference. And back then, the gangs and the drugs were a little bit high on that end of the town, and so basically when I decided to go ahead and open it, week or two we were in the front page of the paper because it was something positive that moved into that neighborhood, had a great impact for years, and we had so many great students come out of there and great champions, and I sponsored a lot of kids in that area. It was a tough area. I had another martial arts school come by and say, well, you're gonna have to charge really cheap rates for this part of town. It wasn't about money ever. It was about, making a difference. It's funny because when I was on Mesquite Street, I ended up stopping a gang fight. It was like a movie, and basically there was a stage, and then behind the stage it was like this group of guys just come around the stage, and they start to come and surround a group of other guys. The group of other guys were really scared. This was actually in Klein Park, where we started my business, and we used to use that park for a lot of our activities and drills. And so when they came out, I went out there to the leader of the guy that was heading the gang, and I basically had a really good talk with him, and out of respect, he said he understood and he walked away. I want to be an inspiration to others. I want to be an inspiration to all of the say even the females that are thinking about having abortion, that life is very important, and when you give life, you're giving back to our world. And so I believe that every life is important, and I want to be that inspiration to every girl that goes through doubts of having a child, and I want to be that example to say, hey, you know what, look who I became, look how many lives I've touched, and in a positive way, and had a positive impact and changed so many lives in building self-esteem. I mean, I have so many kids that have walked in through my doors that have low self-esteem, that have cried, and they become black belts, and they become this amazing human being, and so then to me those are my greatest rewards when I see my students become leaders, because I was able to impact their lives in such a positive way, and give them some direction, give them some discipline, show them respect in everyday life. And that is the most rewarding part of what I do on a daily basis. And faith is what's gotten me to this point in my life. It's been over 18 years that I've prayed in the morning, where I've gone to my knees that's the first thing I do is I praise God and I thank Him for everything and all my blessings and all the people that surround me. And so I am blessed and I'm grateful for everything that God has given me.